All right, 5-star versus splitters here. Men's A grade, and you would have to say that 5-star would be the favorites going into this one. They are in orange. First shot will have a foul on the play. Well, check that. 5-star will be in the dark. 5-star will be in the dark, and the splitters will be in the orange. Let's not forget these. All these teams get all these uniforms made up by Hoopnation, and they're reversible. So fantastic uniforms and basketball shorts as well. You get to take home with you. The splitters, 5-star with it, working on the outside, shot from outside, off the side of the rim. Shot off the mark here. Take a little while for these guys to warm up, and you know, nobody, like I said, nobody's going to go professional here on these teams. They're not going to get a 12-day contract with the Miami Heat. They're not going to compile that into a 4-year deal for $25 million. All these guys have gone professional in something else. And you can see a little bit of the difference here between the men's A-grade game and the elite game. Every guy in this court loves basketball with all their hearts, and that's what we're all about here at Hoopnation 2016. And they're going for $2,500, so that can't be all bad either. But I'll tell you, here in New Zealand, bragging rights of winning Hoopnation 2016 goes a lot farther than the $2,500 will, that's for sure. There's Adrian Boyd in the background. Look at him. He's talking to someone. He should be up here with me. He's checking out his team, making sure they're doing okay. Adrian Boyd, fantastic guy, and I tell you what, one heck of an import in the New Zealand National Basketball League back in the day. Shot from outside, off the bank, not to be. Funky angle to try and hit that off the bank. Get a quick timeout called here on the court. Now those referees are smiling. I don't know if it's because they're having a good game or it's the last day. And we really, again, we can't say it enough. Thanks so much to all the officials for lending their time and their expertise to Hoopnation, and they're one of the main reasons why we pull this off every year the way we do. Star in the dark and the splitters in the orange. Nice dump down low. Maybe 2 points. 5 4:13 left here in the first. Mark looked down with the rebound. And he'll be called with a foul. Away come five-star. Oh, geez, be careful. That was a charge in every sense of the word. A bull in a china closet. Great call there. Good defense, setting his feet. And really sacrificing his body for that play. And while we have a second here, I'd like to wish all the best for all my friends and family back in St. Augustine, Florida, who just recently had to deal with Hurricane Matthew as it rolled up the coast there. As I see on Facebook and a lot of the videos that I've been seeing, the town's kind of really bouncing back well, but it was underwater a few weeks ago. And my thoughts are with you guys, and I'll see you at Christmas time. Once again, Paul Berridge, KJ Allen are the brain trust behind this Hoopnation. It's been running for 6 years on the trot. Nice move there, and one. Five-star with the ball, bringing it down. 3:04 left to go here in the first. Men's A-grade final game. Shot there down low, not to be. Once again, we're really looking forward to that Junior Tall Blacks game a little bit later on this afternoon against the Choppers. It's basically the future against the past and the present. There's a bunch of 18-year-old kids there for the Junior Tall Blacks, and Daryl Cartwright looked to take down the potential three-peating champion team with many moving parts, Choppers. And what I mean by that is, well, you lose Casey Frank and Mike Hommett, two Tall Blacks, and Hayden Allen's also on the bench, so you lose three. What do you replace him with? Leon Henry and BJ Anthony, two more Tall Blacks. Feast of riches for the Choppers, and you have to say with their offensive prowess, they've been going in as absolute favorites against the Junior Tall Blacks, but maybe Daryl Cartwright and those 18-year-old kids could shock the world here, or at least New Zealand. Just under a minute 41 seconds left to go in the quarter here. Here at Hoopnation, all games are 10-minute quarters, and they're running time until the last 3 minutes of the game. That is stop time. In case of an overtime, which we have had a couple overtime games throughout the multitude of games we've had down here at Hoopnation. We go to a 2-minute time period. If it's tied after that, we go to a 1-minute period. If it's tied after that, it basically goes to a golden point. First bucket wins. And again, as you can see out there, a lot of these guys are not 18 years old. And a lot of these guys are going to be feeling it tomorrow at work, that's for sure. Ooh, almost sank a half-court shot there at the end of the quarter. But we're all tied up here. Splitters 7, 5-star 7. And these are fellers who, again, they've gone professional in something else. And, well, $2,500 in your back pocket, I mean, that's going to pay for the weekend for your team. So it's really like a free weekend in Tauranga if you end up winning this thing. And who wouldn't want one of those? Long weekend, in fact. Let's not forget, it's Monday here. Back in the States where some of our listeners are at, it's Sunday. Please, somebody tell me how the Patriots are doing. They should kill Pittsburgh this week without Roethlisberger. Fantastic after party last night. You heard from Adrian at the Tottenham Street. Ballers, we had Manchu from Flava, which is a big radio station down here in New Zealand. We had DJ BB from Taranaki. And, you know, Adrian said he likes to rub shoulders with all these basketball players. But when I go to an after party, I'm rubbing their elbows on the top of my head. I feel so short when I go to these after parties when you get 6.5-foot plus basketballers roaming around in a room. I'm 5'11" at best. If I stretch my neck like ET, it's just tough to get a conversation going with the elbows. But in saying that, it's a good time and we have fun, and everybody's out for a good time here at Hoopnation 2016. And if you win, well, that's just a little bit of extra. That's another feather in your cap. Definitely a tournament like this is creating the roots of the tree of basketball here in New Zealand. This will do nothing but strengthen basketball in New Zealand. Tournament like Hoopnation. Again, it's the biggest, baddest tournament that we have to offer here in New Zealand. There's nothing else really like it. Shot from 5-star there. It's about now we realize, geez, Lieutenant Dan, you haven't said any of the players' names. That's because I don't have any players' lists. Tried to pull it off as long as I could without telling you, but there you have it. So we're just going to watch this team here. These are the A's. We get all the names for the big elite female and male finals later on. These guys are mostly going for bragging rights, I would think. And again, 5-star's been here for the 6 years in which Hoopnation has been running. They've placed a team in every year. Once again, while we have a second here, we'd like to thank Akiwa Events, the Tauranga City Council, Awa Signs, Loaded, BBNZ, Airtime Hoops, Mexicali Fresh, NZ Hoops, Flava, the Trinity Wharf, which I'm telling you is a 4.5-star, Tauranga's only 4.5-star hotel on the wharf there. That's where I'm staying. And I'll tell you what, no matter where you are in the world, if you do come to New Zealand and you do go to Tauranga, you definitely want to stay at the Trinity Wharf because it is a fancy schmancy place, let me tell you. And of course, Virtual Ticket, we'd like to thank them for hopping on board. Know anybody that's a basketball fan, have them hop on the Hoopnation Facebook page, click on that link, and they will be where you are now. Once again, if you're just joining us, you're about an hour late, and that will be in my full report. In any event, this is the men's A grade finals for $2,500. And I do believe this place will fill up a little bit later on here when the junior Tall Blacks take on the Choppers, who are really the Tall Blacks and former Tall Blacks, and some Americans thrown in there as well. And that's the game that I've really been looking forward to, and it's come to fruition. Once again, we get 5-star in the black, and the splitters are in the orange. Very cool reversible uniforms here, which Hoopnation has made up here for all the players, not just these guys. All the players from the social league to the A grade to the elite are wearing the same uniforms, and they're just fantastic. I gotta get myself a pair of those shorts. Note to self. I'm scratching my head trying to think why Tauranga doesn't have a team in the NBL here in New Zealand. I mean, this is such a fantastic venue. Hoopnation is going to be here for 3 years. If you're in charge of any sponsorship packages for any blue chip companies here, please feel free to drop us a dime and get in touch. Down here in New Zealand, basketball is, well, I'm not going to say unfortunately, just because that's the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak. But it's second-tier sport. Rugby is the king of all kings down here. Rugby league's a quick second after that. And then you got this thing called cricket. I don't even want to talk to you about that. I can't waste my breath with cricket. It's like basketball on Valium. It's so slow. It's unbelievable. Anyway, rugby's the big one down here. But in saying that, 2004, the Tall Blacks shocked the world, coming in 4th. And we've had the under-18 FIBA World Cup down here in 2006. That was fantastic. Got the opportunity to commentate that in the gold medal game. And, you look down and there's Gordon Haywood, Matthew Dellavedova, Grievous Vasquez. A lot of those guys that were in that 2006 tournament up in Auckland are now making their waves in the NBA, and it's just fantastic to see. Off the scoring onslaught we saw the first game or second game here, 11 to 12. 3:41 left, I do believe, until halftime. And it's good to see, and I am knocking on wood at the moment here, that we have had relatively no injuries here this year. We've had a couple twisted ankles, but that's about it. Years past, we've had some pretty bad concussions go down, a couple tore up knees, but thankfully this year, not too much. A couple of twisted ankles, and that's about it as far as injuries goes. And 95% of the players are out here for a good time. That's what you're going for. And this is going to be fun. When Adrian gets back up here, I just thought I would do this to him. I'm going to ask him, hey, where are the team lists? I need the team lists. Where are the names? He has no idea where they are because I don't think they exist. So, we're going to try and pull one over on Adrian when he gets back up here. In any event, when they win, it will either be 5-star or splitters, and the bragging rights will be theirs. Thinking outside the box here for a second, because I can. If 5-star do in fact win this game, and they do go in as favorites, potentially that might catapult them up to, oh, Adrian, you're back. Sort of. Adrian Boyd's back up with us. Now, do you have the team lists? Team list? No team list. You didn't have it? didn't pull it off like I thought it would. We just got 5-star in the dark and the splitters in the orange. It did work. Adrian just ran to go get the team lists that don't exist. Man, I'm a jerk sometimes. Oh man, he's gonna kill me. Totally worth it though. Somebody's laughing out there somewhere, I'm sure of it. 120 left to go. Here's the thing about that rugby. Well, it is the first-tier sport here because a country that is 2/3 the size of California, ladies and gentlemen, with 4 million people, destroy Australia, destroy South Africa, beat up on Argentina. They beat everyone. They are world beaters. They are the champions of the world in rugby. And, well, you got to hop on that bandwagon. I'm sorry. You got to jump on that bad boy because it's here to stay. When I first showed up here in New Zealand, there was a fellow by the name of Sean Fitzpatrick who was the captain of the All Blacks. That's the name of the team, and I'll tell you what, they didn't lose for 2 years. I couldn't believe it. I was like, does this team ever lose? And they weren't facing Tauranga or Nandi or some country with 6 people in it. They were facing gigantic countries like Australia that have a talent pool of millions and millions of people more than New Zealand do. But somehow, some way, the Kiwis pull it off. Man, I don't know how they do it, but they keep doing it every year. They just beat Australia 2 nights ago in a big Bledsoe Cup match. And it just shocks me that a country that is 2/3 the size of California pump out athletes the way they do, whether it's Valerie Adams with a shot put, whether it's Steven Adams, whether it's whoever it might be. Gold medalist Eric Murray, rowers, I mean, you name it. New Zealand has a lot of niche athletes that are really dominating the world here. And there's no reason why we can't get some more basketball players in the NBA from this neck of the woods. And while we have a second here, well, once in a while, I actually ring announce fights, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, down here in New Zealand, I'll let you know, December 10th is the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World with one Lupe Soliai La'auli Ale Maliatoa. That's Joseph Parker's high Samoan chief name. And he will be fighting Andy Ruiz Jr., Bob Arum's fighter from Mexico. And it's the first time ever the World Heavyweight Championship will be on New Zealand soil. And I'm very excited to be the ring announcer for that because, you know what, to ring announce a heavyweight championship fight and your last name not being Buffer, that's rare. So I'm pumped. And I can't wait for December 10th to see what happens with Joseph Parker because I do believe he will take out Andy Ruiz and become the heavyweight champion of the world. And, well, there's just another athlete you might have heard of. If you haven't, you will. If you have the opportunity, check out Boxing Illustrated. I wrote an article on Joseph Parker not too long ago. It's in the fall edition. And just trying to get some people on the bandwagon and tell people what kind of a kid this guy is. He's a fantastic kid. I've got a 16-and-a-half-year-old son at home. And I'd love for him to look up to Joseph as he does. Joe's not going to eat your kids. He's not going to leave your wife a widow. He respects his opponents. He's a great boxer and just a fantastic talent and a great kid at the same time. So wherever you are in the world, I'm sure you'll be able to see it. It's the WBO World Heavyweight title from Auckland, New Zealand, December 10th, which will be, if you're in the States, it'll be December 9th, right? So pencil that in as we get back to the basketball here. 19-13 now. The 5-stars pulling out a little bit of a lead. They're in the orange. They're in the black. 5-star, and in the orange is the Splitters. Nice move down low. I think that guy's a lawyer. Any luck? Adrian, nothing, huh? Adrian just got back, ladies and gentlemen. They're looking for that list. We can't find them, so we're just going to do what we do. How'd your boys do next door?
They did really, really well.
Yeah?
Yeah, they actually got a win.
Nice.
Which is excellent. Make it so bad, it's like it's a big, huge stepping stone for some of these teams that are out here.
Yep.
Like I say, last year when the boy ballers came down here, out of 16 teams, I think we probably came like around the 14, 15 mark, and now we moved up to 9th or 11th mark. So hopefully next year we can bring a stronger team down, more competitive team, and hopefully make our way to the top. Same with both of these teams that are actually playing, because we played against these teams last year.
Well, personally, Adrian, I hate to say this, I'd rather have you sit next to me than down there in the sidelines, but that's just my thought.
You know, it just amazed me on, you know, like the five-star team is how they went out and actually did some recruiting to get some bigger guys on board.
Yep.
Some of these older men, it's like, it also gives them what I call a personal goal to be part of a tournament like this, because we all know sometimes basketball can be very complacent where people get so lethargic in what they're doing in their own lifestyle. But it's like to get geared up for something that's going to be a year away, you know the date, you know the time, you even know the place. So to get geared up for Hoopnation, yeah, start now.
Right.
Some of you older guys out there, yeah, get on that treadmill, get on that bicycle, start now. Because trust me, you find out coming down.
Excellent point.
It's going to be a lot. Yes.
Yeah. Not everybody can have the shooting prowess of number 44, Travis Hunt, on the choppers. But I just telling the folks at home, you know, most of these guys are plumbers, lawyers, carpenters. I mean, they've gone pro in something else. The 4-year contract and the $80 million deal from the Miami Heat's not going to happen, and they're cool with that, you know. But, you know, $2,500, that'll pay for their weekend here in Tauranga. But I think bragging rights with the A grade probably goes farther than the $2,500 ever would.
Oh, yes. Just get that excellent reputation. Like, yeah, we won it, we did it. You know, like all living legends and all basketball players, you want to make the record book somehow. You want to put your name up in the ink, on the wall, on the plaque for some good reason. That's
right. We've got championship plaques for each team that wins. Up they go.
It's quite funny because, like I say, once you get to this other level, even though it's not the A-grade competition, with the style of basketball for some of these players right now, it's like, man, it's an excellent style of basketball. They're moving the ball. They're not just doing what I call street basketball. You got one guy doing the showboat side of things. Yeah, you really got some nice structure that's going on. And it's like I say, it's been like that at all levels of play so far in Hoop Nations.
Yeah.
Well, some of these championship teams, like I said, if you got a team that's out there and you're trying to get involved with something like that for next year, yeah, get your teams together now. You know, you can place that phone call and say, hey, we would like to be part of something. Start the ball rolling now. Get those guys together. Get them in shape.
Yeah. Check out the website, hoopnation.co.nz, and see what we did here this weekend. We don't have to tell you about it. You can actually see it and watch it on the website as well.
I love the big fella, number 39, is about to shoot the free throws right now. He's one of the older guys. Last year he was on the team.
Yep.
And he shredded a lot of weight. I think him and Mr. Jeff Green, one must have been to like the same class for that losing weight program. He used to be a little bit heavier last year.
I do remember number 39. I can't believe that's him. You're right. He has lost a lot of weight.
Lost a lot of weight. So it goes to show you, it's like guys like that there is putting in the effort. This is their NBA. This is their dream. This is something that's like, man, I don't have it to play where I used to play at, but yeah, start playing in those backyard YMCA leagues, and hopefully you can build up a nice quality team, bring it down to Hoop Nations, and give it a go.
And if the weather was like it was this weekend, man, you're going to love it down here. Labor weekend, the real kind of start of summer down here in New Zealand. It's just been fantastic weather outside as well as inside.
There's a little extra move by the nifty little point guard. And they get ball moving, get it to the big fellas normal. Ooh, hooking. Yeah, that's one big, tall unit number 15.
Man, he's a big guy. Hey, he's about 6'10". I don't know, Adrian. I think I'd like to be 6'10" for about a week and a half.
Yeah.
I'd go berserk, and then I'd like to be 5'11" again. I don't know. Because I was telling the folks, you know, the Big Easy, Ed Book, I did years of commentary with him, and we'd go all around New Zealand, and we'd have to fly in these little tiny planes here in New Zealand, and Ed would sit next to me. And ladies and gentlemen, if you ever sat next to a 7-foot guy in a plane before in economy class, I have. And it's cozy. We'll put it that way. But, I just see, the size differentials and whatnot. I just don't know if I can adapt to it or whatnot. I'm pretty happy at 5'11", but I would like that week and a half at 7 feet. I'd go berserk.
So being that tall is only good for basketball and certain concerts, so that way you can sit in the back and look over everyone and see what's going on. Other than that, I can't see it happening. And I'm like you for myself. I probably catch a lot of headaches because I'll be forgetful and hit my head on every top of the doormat that you can think of.
You've been elbowed a few times, I'm sure.
Big time. So looking at the score being 19-26. 26. And the old fella, 1-on-3. That's bad luck.
Here we go. The team list has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't fictitious at all. It existed, and we have it. But you can see the style of play between this A grade and the elite. I mean, the scoring's a bit down. But even with this A grade, I love to put one of those trip meters on them and see how many Ks they run around the court throughout the game or how many miles they put on. I mean, quite a bit.
Get it going, yes. So right now we got 5-star with the ball right now. We're off to the races.
Who scored that?
Tanish.
We'll just call him Tanish because, well, his last name is about 57 syllables, and I'm usually one good with names. I mean, but yes. A man's going to know his limitations.
Oh, yeah.
Tanish it shall be, number 31 for the Splitters.
Tanish, he's been around for quite some time. He's a North Harbor product at first.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yep. He's been in the gyms with the Lindsay Tates. He had a couple good tryouts for the Super City Rangers. Very quick, athletic point guard. He does a lot of stuff with the. He did a lot of stuff in the past, trying to get onto the junior breakers and the junior breaker development side of things. He was very less fortunate on a couple of events.
And at the end of the day, you could aspire for a lot of worse things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it didn't work out for you with those, but now look where he is.
Yes.
And again, get the youth of New Zealand in the basketball court. That means they're off the streets.
I tell everybody, sometimes just being in the same event and getting to the same gym with half these players is fantastic achievement for some of these guys. Being able to showcase your talents on different levels has been huge.
Nice strip by one of the older fellas, Callum Brooks.
We're trying to look at the inside.
Just over a minute left to go here in this quarter. 5-point game.
Matthew Dodgett, number 39. He's not afraid to shoot the basketball, that's for sure.
They needed that one, though.
Good ball movement.
Yeah.
A lot of inside-out action.
You can tell it's not their first barbecue, is it? These guys have played together for a while. They've had a team coming here for 6 years. So now there's another question I had while you were away. 5-star is the favorite, you'd have to say, and they're winning, and they've been here for 6 years. But when do we take 5-star and put them into the elite league? I mean, do they move up the food chain, or do we keep them there? What are your thoughts?
Keep them there because, like I say, with the team and caliber that they actually have, their guys are a lot older.
Yep.
So they're actually in the right level. I mean, those guys right there is like they don't have the leg and the win side of things to keep it going. But at this level here, they're in the right age group, the right caliber, the right bracket, I should say. Because when you're going against some of those other teams, it's like, man, they don't have the speed and the finesse to keep it going. They look like they got a couple big guys, but the big guys are really undeveloped to be the bigs.
Yeah.
To be open and honest with you, they have a big one I think is a good guy because he's tall.
So they're good with being the choppers of the A division.
There you go. Big time. You just need those some of you guys that are out there watching the sport at the moment. It's like, man, get the scouting report out. Remember what it's going to take to beat this team for next year, because one of these teams is going to be the champions pretty soon. And if you guys are trying to match up quite evenly, you think you can take it over, or trying to find out what bracket you think you can put your team into,
Yep.
This is, like I say, the measuring stick on where you need to be at.
Yep, this is the A division. Then we get the elite division, and then below both of those is the social division, which is probably more fun than the other two. Those
Yes.
people have. I mean, they were taking selfies all weekend long, and unlike a lot of promotions, they were. I said it before. Paul Barrett just like, yeah, get live on Facebook, get on Snapchat, take selfies. We want to get Hoopnation out there as much as possible. I've kicked people out of venues for taking a picture at other places, so I think it's great for the promoters to kind of reverse that and really get this out there. And I'd really like to get a couple of Australian teams here next year. And we do have a couple of Aussies, as I see who's been tuning in here. There's a couple people from the States, Japan, and Australia. But, man, I'd like to get a couple of Aussie teams over here.
That'd be awesome.
Because you and I know how the Kiwis love to battle against the Aussies. It's like U.S. against Canada.
Yes. I think it's the timing, even like with some of their top elite Australian league players and their NBL would be huge. But at the same time, remember we're in the middle of our Australian National League team is here in their mid-season right about now.
Yep.
With games and stuff like that. So probably will get some of those players, but those smaller little CBL teams
Sure.
that are actually over there in Australia, they would be gladly in an open invite with some of those guys to come.
Oh, even if they bring over a couple of social teams, just get them in the mix, you know?
And on top of that, have an excellent time in New Zealand, that's for sure.
Well, I don't know about you, AB, but I was supposed to stay here for 3 months and then go back somewhere else, and that was 16 and a half and a teenager ago.
And with me, with the basketball life that I lived over here, I was in that same boat. I think that when I first came to New Zealand, my vision over here was looking at in 1995 was come over here, play a couple games, be an import,
Yep.
and leave out. But like I say, once you win a championship, now you're part of a family.
Yeah.
You get embraced by everyone, from the
Yep.
from the sponsors to the fan base as well as your teammates. And lo and behold, knock on wood, I've been very, very lucky and fortunate to be blessed with excellent teammates. And now we got that brotherhood and that family side of things, and that keeps you going, you know. And like I said, I've been over here since 1995. Not to say my age and everything, but yeah, I know Santa Claus and he was a baby. Put it that way.
Hey, I saw you on that court yesterday. You'd be a great flatmate or roommate because you'd always be doing the dishes, AB.
Have to. Ooh.
You had some of those magic no-look passes going on yesterday. You really put on a show over there in court 8.
I still got that, what I call the elite mind frame.
Don't we all?
And just the body keeps telling me, it's like, all right, your 2 minutes is up. It's like a heavyweight boxing match. I'm good for the first round. After that, it's like, oh, we need water break forever. I can't do nothing after that.
Well, I did notice you probably spent a couple of months at the James Harden School of Defense.
Oh, yeah.
Because there wasn't a lot of defense in that game, but lots of fun anyway.
I call it a change of philosophy. If I let you score 2, then maybe if I go down and score 3, we can win by 1. That's how I look at
There
it.
you go.
Look at it going. Good ball movement.
Yeah,
Number 8
fantastic
shoots the ball
stuff.
again.
Oh. And the bank is not open on a holiday here in New Zealand. Let's not forget it's Labor Weekend here. Most people have today off. These guys are out running like mad dogs on basketball court. Good on them.
Horse Lyf. Number 8, Brandon Hall. I think they labeled him as a shooter. Number 8 in the corner.
Yeah.
Find him again.
Seven on the shot clock. Oh, man, circumnavigates the rim and goes halfway down and spits back out.
And that's what I call putting your body on the line. My goodness.
Tanish Matambanzozo.
That sounds about right.
And that's the only time I'll say it.
That sounds right,
That was
yes.
bugging me.
You know, he's going to hate me because I don't know how to pronounce his first name or if it's even knowing the correct, but I used to always call him T.
There's also a fellow by the name of Nelson Lee Kwakawillo rolling around out here somewhere. Nice drive. You can even see, like we'll call him T now, number 31 T. You can just see like his fundamentals and his basics are even a little step ahead of everyone else's on the court at the moment.
Well, looking at teams like what they have out there, he got to be their quickest and fastest guy compared to everyone else. So try to get him the ball as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and hope they can get what they call a nice little transition game and play. as the score reaches, what, 31-21. 23.
Oh, loses the handle to the handle. Left without his luggage.
Oh, wow. Touchdown. And he slows it up.
And again, these guys played on, I think Friday they played 3 games. Yesterday they all played 3 games.
Illegal screen, whoa. That's what I call a hard hit by Matthew. Matthew nailed T on that one. And now for all you young listeners that are out there, like setting that illegal screen, please keep in mind, according to the rule book, you need to give them a step. You need to make sure you give them a step. A lot of people set a screen, they really jump right on top of a guy's shoulder and try to set a screen. You have to give them a step, and you got to stand still. You got to make sure you're well inside your cylinders. So bend your knees, keep the wide base, and set yourself a nice screen.
T coast to coast, will he get it? No, sir. He had a follower, but out of bounds it'll go.
But I'm loving it now because it turned into like a nice little up and down game, which I think will work inside Horse Lyf favor.
I thought we had splitters out there, but it is Horse Lyf actually, and 5-star. And wow, my guy on the graphics, I told him like a second ago, and he's already, you're onto it, man. Fantastic. He spell checked it. That's exactly that's what he did.
Ooh.
Go in. I'm sure he's thinking that too.
But they need a basket now. They've been on a standstill for that 31 points for
Yeah.
about almost 3 minutes now. I know the coach is yelling to move the ball, find open man. Trying to get excellent ball movement. Ooh. Sitting on 8 seconds on the shot clock for the guys.
Five seconds, gets up the shot off the back of the iron, not to be, but an offensive rebound once again here. The 5-star. You could call this 5-star team potentially the elder statesman of the A division. That's why I'm gunning for him.
Oh, the controversy on the court.
T throws up a 3, not to be. .32 left to go here in this quarter. Nice catch and shoot.
Nice little three-point play, three-point shot right there for Stewart.
Stuart Crothers.
Lefty in the corner. Thought we was gonna have a shootout on our hands if you'd have nailed that shot. I'm like, wow, I like to see that type of style of basketball. You shoot a 3, we'll come back, we'll try to match that. We got a counter for it. Pass.
Oh, look what I found.
Maybe he needs to stick to that 3-point shot because the 2-point shot looks a little bit hard for him.
Oh, man.
Wasn't
Somebody
there in
get the
time.
number of that truck that ran me over.
It's so exciting to see guys at this level. It's like, you know, trying to move themselves, trying to get into the right position and sit back and take that charge. And, like, that's just huge.
And it's so pure, this form of basketball. They're not playing for contracts. They're not playing for negotiations or I'm going to be a free agent next year. They're just playing for the fun of the game with their buddies. You know, I just think that the wholesomeness of it all just really, really kind of shines out here. All these guys are true basketball fans.
Even the big fella's taking a breather. He's sitting down in the court.
I was telling the folks earlier of, basketball is pretty big down here on occasion. It'll take a second seat to rugby, but back in 2006 when we had the FIBA Under 19 World Championships, you look at some of the players that came out of that pool of players. Matthew Dellavedova, one of the Splash Brothers, Grievous Vasquez, Corey, the point guard for the Toronto Raptors, another one. I mean, there's a good 20 of them that came out of that crew that are now playing in the NBA and really making their mark.
I think that's the most beautiful thing about basketball. It's like you just never know what the other coaches need to add to their teams, to add to their repertoire of caliber of talent that they actually already have on board. You can sit back and still be what I call a stand-up three-point shooter and still make the NBA squad. You don't have to sit back and be the guy that can do everything. You just got to do one thing and do it well, better than everyone else. If you are, so some of you listeners that are out there, if you're a good passer, become the best passer, not just a normal passer. If you're a shooter, become like the best shooter. And just keep striving to get those things to happen. They're double teaming. They're getting after it now. The big fella gets it out low.
And he'll be going to the free throw line.
You got to finish those, big fella. Love to see his form at the free throw line. See what he got to offer him. Nice technique, bent his knees, follow through, up and over. Just off the mark for a little bit.
Better than Shaq, he hit the rim, right?
Yeah.
And there he goes, 1 for 2.
So he's no DeAndre Jordan, that's for sure. Oh, got him.
Well, we got a foul there. 1:14 left to go here. Five-star holding on to an 11-point lead. And you got to be excited about the NBA coming up with all the recent movements with Kevin Durant. And I mean, I've been watching some of the preseason. It looks like the Harlem Globetrotters against your Washington Generals for crying out loud. I mean, even though it's preseason, you really can't think too much about it. But man, they're going to be formidable.
This upcoming season for the NBA is going to be huge. It's gonna be, I think it's going to be the best showcase ever. You know, you got with all the movement from all the players. You know, even the likes of Chicago with Dwayne Wade.
Derrick Rose went to the Knicks. Well, he's hurt, isn't he? Did he get hurt again?
Not that I know.
Give it 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I tell every last one of those guys, when you're in the NBA and you're that older guy, it's like you want to take care of every little thing you can because your legs can't do the full 80 games. I mean, you'd be lucky to get away with 40 games, but as long as it's the last 40 games instead of the first 40 games,
you know, don't underestimate. Everybody's like, oh, the Warriors and Cleveland, but don't underestimate a real mad Russell Westbrook. And that team, they've got a few players they brought in as well, and they're still formidable. They're still going to go deep into the playoffs.
By far. And like you said, with Russell Westbrook, it's like his whole demeanor is going to have to change because he's now, like, it's kind of hard to say that he's now the go-to man. It's like, to me, it's like he's always been the go-to man. It's like they just need two go-to men to go to.
They picked up Victor Oladipo. They still got Steven Adams and his backup, and they're still a very, very good team.
I think they're going to need to depend on his outside shot a little bit more this year. For the simple fact, when you got a Kevin Durant out there on the floor with you, we all know Kevin Durant sits out at the three-point line. Yep. So you got to have a defender way out there with him. Yep. And I have a gut feeling if you don't get someone to counter from that as a three-point threat, the guy's going to sag off a little bit and close those gaps in those driving lanes. And with Russell Westbrook, we all know he's capable of doing it all. He can shoot the ball. He's an excellent point guard. He's worth his weight in gold.
15 seconds left in this one. I just think they're going to put a cap on it. Oh, he's going to go for the last shot. Nope.
Shows the professionalism.
See, I would have shot that.
Oh, yeah, me too. I would have followed through. I'd have let that ball fly. I'm like, wow.
We don't doubt it. We're going to put, 3.5 seconds back on, or is that it? That'll be it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Yeah. Five-star who have been, good on them because they've been coming for 6 years ever since Hoopnation's been around, and now they're A-grade champions. Yes. Go to work tomorrow as a champion. Good on you.
Congratulations, five-star being with Hoopnation 6 years. Congratulations. congratulations to all my Horse Lyf also doing the Hoopnation for 6 years. So we'll just watch the awards right now.
Wow, that's what it's all about. 6 years and you get an award at the end. That's huge.
Awesome.
For everyone that's one of these guys.
Into the finals undefeated.
Horse Lyf. I don't know where they got that name, but I'm not going to open up that can of worms. In any event, they've been with us for 6 years as well, and well, the cream rises to the top here. And $2,500 will go in 5 stars back pocket, along with bragging rights.
Now this makes it the most memorable weekend. Like I say, it's not only going away with winning a couple of games, building up that team unity, but like I said, to go away with some awards and some medals in your back, and the trophy is huge. And don't forget the Hoop Nation champion T-shirt. Oh my goodness!
Man. And here's the thing: these guys are already talking about what they can do to repeat for next year, because now they're the champions of their division. They want to be the repeats and then do the three-peats.
I think when you get to that level, it's like that. It's like making sure those guys are, like I say, start a little bit earlier. What they've been doing. Those little guys out there, they know they got the gift of the game. So I expect those guys to sit back and not only train a little bit harder, but maintain where their appearance is going to be at as far as the physical fitness side of things have been.
Well, now there's KJ Allen with a microphone. There's Paul Berridge handed out the shirts. Beautiful wife next to him. And that is the brain trust and the promoters of this Hoop Nation. I mean, these guys aren't sharks with suits. They're family men, and they pull this off. And I think it's fantastic. Hats off to them. Again, Paul, the guy with the beard there, he played 3 games yesterday. He was DJing. He was promoting the event. The guy did it all yesterday. But I think after those 3 games, I saw him last night, and his body is seized up.
Remember, his birthday just passed through, so like I said, the age is catching up to him a little bit.
I was passing out ice bags to everyone else. I offered him an ice bath. But good on him.
Salting it out.
Now, winners, 5-star, LSU, 6th consecutive year to the nation, winners of the past, winners of the stick. 4, $2,500. Give it up, please. 5-star.
Fantastic. There's the big Happy Gilmore check. I'd love to be sitting in line with that one. It's nothing short of a fantastic feel of accomplishment for these guys, and well-deserved. 2,500 beans.
Wow. Like I say, where else can you go to a tournament and get something like that there? 2,500 and a T-shirt
And bragging rights.
Yes. Hey, and you get your own take-home uniforms.
Yeah, reversible at that. If you feel orange one day, you feel orange one day. You can flip it around. It's fantastic.
Imagine go back to your hometown or wherever small community you're from with your own self-made uniforms and keep it going.
These boys, check them out. They want to put those shirts on right now. Good on them. I think it's
you have
fantastic. I'm not going to leave this in plastic. I want to put this thing on now.
Knowing full well it's only a handful of those label champions on it. You got bragging rights.
Oh man, Facebook will be alight. It'll be blowing up with Hoop Nation, and I can't think of a more deserving event.
See, I also love how Hoop Nation's actually broken down each category. It's like now you get recognition for not only winning it, but it's like, man, the leading scorer, the leading rebounder, the leading blocks guy. It's like, wow.
Yep.
And I think that's huge.
It's huge.